Mr. Trump, this is a message to the president. I'm here to talk to all of you that are shaking in your boots. What are we gonna do? That crazy man, he's the president and he don't like black people.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
He don't like Mexicans.
They came in illegally. They're destroying our country. We're getting them out.
He don't like Muslims.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Maybe so. Who cares? We don't give a damn what he likes or what he don't like. The future is not his. The future is ours. Because he wants to be a king. President Trump is literally destroying the republic that the founding fathers wanted to guide and gird it against what they suffered in Europe from kings.
The nature of this administration is good for us. Because of Trump's way, he is an anomaly. There's never been no president quite like Mr. Trump. There's something that he's doing. Trump is destroying every enemy that was an enemy of our rise. Who's the enemy of our rise? Is it the Department of Justice, where we get none? Is it Congress, where you make a law that favors us and then you turn around and destroy it? Is it the media that has destroyed every black leader that stood up for us? Martin Luther King suffered it. Malcolm suffered it. He's attacking the media, calls it fake news. We have been the victims of some fake news.
Yes.
He's beating up the FBI. Go at it, baby.
Yeah. Now, if you look at Mr. Trump,
right.
Mr. Trump is a businessman. Certainly, he's done great things in the business world.
Got a lot of money from his dad that helped.
Oh yeah, his dad was a nice fella. He ran a little dusty work. And like
millions of dollars. We can start with that. That's
like Mr. Joe Kennedy did.
That's right.
You know,
right.
White folk are allowed to be criminals and pass on money to their children to become clean. That's what Michael Corleone was trying to do. But Frank Lucas and none of our brothers who've done great in the drug culture, they were not allowed to have any money to pass on to their children that they could build on the era of the father that made something better for the children. But Mr. Trump is tearing away the skin of the onion of white civility. And the more he pulls the skin of that onion back, he's beginning to show something in the character of the whites that follow him, that they don't care what he says. He could say one thing this minute, another thing the next minute, and you could see that the man has a little problem. A little problem. But he is exacerbating the race situation in America. And I will guarantee you, if he becomes president, he'll take America exactly where America is heading. He'll take you there on a rocket ship. How can a man say, he's not a thug, he's a diplomat, he's a president, we'll go into Iraq and we'll just take the oil? See, that's the thug coming out. That's that part of the nature of the beast that's manifesting. Well, if he becomes your president, you'll be just like him. And you know what the scripture says? Pharaoh was talking before his demise, and he openly said, me and my people are wicked. And when you get leadership that is not rooted in justice, then they begin to make the people just like themselves. Be careful, America. You're headed into the abyss of hell. And if you make a mistake in choosing your leaders, maybe you'll go there faster. These are master assassinators. And I have to say to my president, Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership, but you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do. That's right. Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do? He's doing it. Now back to President Trump coming to Chicago. See, you told Rahm Emanuel, clean it up, or I will. And you threatened my young brothers. Let me tell you something. My brothers are in bad shape. And I have warned all of you. I told you that the army was coming. I told you to get your act together and clean up your act, because they're coming with a mind to slaughter us. Have I said it? Not just for a year, but for 3 decades. I have been warning you about the government of America planning a war not only with a Muslim overseas, but with black people and the nation of Islam in America. Have I not done that? Now, Mr. Trump, you can come and you can bring your army. But if you read this book and know what your people have planned and are carrying out against young black men, then you come. But I'm going to warn you, Mr. Trump, This is not a forsaken people. And the God that we serve has promised us that he would fight our battles. We don't have no gun to equal yours, but we got a God. Check out the West Coast. You never seen no rain like that. You haven't seen nothing yet. Hey, in the Middle East, y'all think that Dubai is a nice place to run and hide now? You can get in the hotel and order some liquor in a Muslim country. They might even have a pig foot there for you. But they woke up one morning a week or so ago in Dubai with 10 inches or 10 centimeters of snow on the ground in the desert. Don't you ever think that you can go somewhere and God can't get to you when he wants to make an example of you. So I'm saying to Mr. Trump, not being disrespectful, I'm going to talk to you about him now. Who is he? You can come, bring your army, but if you slaughter my little young brothers, watch what God will do for you, Mr. Trump, and for the country that you said you want to make great again. That's not going to happen, Mr. Trump. America will never be made great again. Her days of greatness are over. The God of justice has come. And America now has to pay for what she has done.
You know that Trump could not have ascended to be president without the permission of God? Don't you think Allah is interested in who the President of the United States is, since we've been sentenced to 400 years of evil from them, and this man is now the president? Don't you think God has something to say about that? But the question is, what does God say? Because he's been appealing to you. Come out. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins and her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Come out! Not me. This is the way you think? Where would we go? Well, God, I don't trust you. But you trust a man that's been lying to you for 463 years? But you don't trust me? If I promise you land, do you think that I don't have the power to take the land from whom I please and give it to whom I please? That's easy for me. Now, you heard Elijah and you heard Malcolm. We didn't talk about integrating with white people. We talked about separation from them. Okay. You said, I ain't separating. I'm going to get mine right here. Okay. Let's go sit in. Let's have freedom rides. We're going to march. They whooped the hell out of you, put you in jail, cattle prodded you, and 50 years after Martin, where are you now? No progress. Oh yes, we've made progress. Because we can eat in any white restaurant and live in any white neighborhood. We paid a price for this. But every time you moved in, they were angry, they moved out. Every time you made advancement at their expense. Listen to what I'm saying now. Everything white folk conceded to us, you called it a victory. They called it their defeat. So when Mr. Trump came to power, he's the savior for the alt-right. The little white boy that you call a cracker, that's Mr. Trump's very faithful follower. And we didn't track Mr. Trump down. His father, Mr. Trump's father, grandfather, came to America, you know. He wasn't involved in the slave trade. He wasn't involved in Jim Crow. He just was a German white man who saw in America a way forward for himself. He had a son, I'm talking about Trump's father. Trump's father built Lefrak City in New York. Black folk couldn't rent in that place. Trump loves white people. He'll pat a black man on the head and maybe pat you on your behind. He may suffer from diarrhea, but he's also the groper in chief. And his people don't mind. Grope on, President. Grope on. Hey, man, you standing up now. Bless your heart. And the flag is on the field. And Kaepernick, with all his white showing, like Farakkhan, he takes a knee. And the others say, I'm taking a knee too. And Mr. Trump comes out, I long for the day that when they disrespect our flag, you would say to that son of a, you're fired! And with a lot of force, fired! He called him a son of a, and then had the call where black folk live in Africa. Some kind of hole, I don't remember the name. But a hole where there's a lot of excrement floating around somewhere. And they had the Nigerian president at the White House. And he's using him as a prop. And the poor president, I don't know how the heck y'all can do this stuff, you know. man insulting you. Then he got about $12 billion or more, and the president buying weapons. Y'all can't see, can you? Now look at this. See? You want to take down the statue of Robert E. Lee? You telling white people you can't fly the Confederate flag? What do you think these white folk think? And when that policeman pulls you over, see, his heart is to kill you. And you're going to see more and more of that every day now. Because God wants you out of here. He wants you to separate from your enemy. So he put Trump where Trump need to be, as a whipping wind on the dry bones in the valley. Now you're talking like this, you know. Man, it's kind of getting rough with that Trump. We got to do something. You're right. What you got to do? You got to unite and get busy to do something for yourself. Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Let me just tie this up. See, all of us have made an agreement with hell. All of us have made a covenant with death. The pale horse of the Revelation had a rider that was death, and hell followed closely behind. Everywhere the pale horse has ridden, death has come. Everywhere the white man has put his foot down on our planet, death and hell follow. Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership, that you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do. That's right. Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do?
He's doing it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Farakkhan for those who are joining us for the first time. Guys, I know it's been a minute since I made a video, and yeah, I'm back and better, and I'm actually very happy that you are still here and watching the videos. So guys, you have watched the video. It has been a long one. It has taken your time. You have gone for, I think, close to 30 minutes just listening to Minister Louis Farakkhan say what he has to say. And in these kind of times that we have right now, I think it is very important that he speaks what he's actually saying in these videos, because you know, there are times when you can afford to ignore the reality of things on the ground. This is the kind of topics that we're supposed to be engaging ourselves with. We're supposed to be familiarizing ourselves with whatever is actually the reality of things. And in as much as we would want to be comfortable and, you know, like try as much as we can to avoid the things that really concern us, it is very important also that you and your fellow Black people engage and talk about these things. Engage with this kind of content. Get to know what people are thinking out there. Get to know what is happening out there, because that is the only safest thing to do as a human race and as people that have been marginalized for quite some time. Hey, we need to make sure that we are taking that into consideration and listening to these things, giving your opinion. I think that is also very important. Make sure that as you listen to these videos, as you engage with your friends, family, make sure that you are having these discussions. Say what you think, listen to what people have to say, because you can only go so far alone. Yeah, you have to have people around you, have to speak the same language. You have to discuss and know what is the way forward for us. What is the way forward? What is going to happen to us as people? And we know by people, we know what we mean by that. We need to also make sure that we are speaking up. Yeah, make sure that you speak up your mind. Where are we headed? If this is the situation that is on the ground currently as we speak, then where are we headed as a nation, as, you know, whoever you are and wherever you are? We need to make sure that these things are clear from the very onset. You have heard Minister Louis Farakkhan speak. He has spoken his mind. He has said what is very, probably very hard for any of us to just, you know, decide to speak about. But he has said it. He has aired his thoughts. He has analyzed situations. He's looked back at the history. He's looked at the present, and he's actually looking at what could be the possibility of the future. And that is exactly what we are supposed to be doing. All of us, everyone, all of us, we have that responsibility to do that. To make sure that we are, all of us, speaking the same language. What is the way forward from here, now that this is the present that we have and things are the way that they are? What are we doing to make sure that in the coming days things will be different? And what if, just what if? Guys, I would like to hear your views from, from wherever you are. I'd like to hear what you have to say about what do you think about Minister Louis Farakkhan and whatever he said in this video. I know he said a lot of things in many other of my videos, but I would like to hear what you have to say about this video. And that will be very encouraging. And then for everyone that is new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing. This is Farakkhan from Afrovision 360, and kindly consider subscribing. Subscribe to my channel. It helps the channel to grow. And give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Share with your family, friends, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.